Hey, it's Whitney from EcoVeganGal.com and welcome back to the Healthy Organic Vegan on a Budget series in which I'm giving you 30 videos to help you eat well without spending a lot of money leading up to my upcoming ebook on the same topic. And in today's video, I'm going to give you 5 simple tips for picking the best produce when you're shopping. And this will help you pick for ultimate freshness as well as the most cost-effective. So tip number 1 is to buy locally and in season. And the good news is that when you buy locally, it usually means that the produce is in season as well. And the reason for this is multiple, actually. So number 1, you can save a lot of money this way. When you buy food that is grown very close to you, it doesn't have to be transported very far, and it's in abundance, so the stores and the farmers markets can charge a lot less. But when you buy produce that was grown around the world, let's just say tropical fruit in the winter time, if it's not available in your area, it's got to come from somewhere farther away. So there's transportation costs involved, and the stores also know that they can put a premium on it because it's harder to find. You can actually save about 50% off when you buy locally and in season. But this also really affects the nutrient level and the freshness of your food. When food is grown farther away, it often has to be picked before it's really ready because it takes so long to transport it and it ripens over time. But when you get food that is local, it is just super fresh. A lot of the local farmers are picking it when it's really meant to be picked, and you get to experience that in its flavor and its appearance and its texture, all of that. Number 2 goes along with that, and it's learning about when specific types of produce is as ripe and fresh as possible. And this is going to differ from type to type, so it really takes some time to get to know it. The best way to learn this is to simply ask at the farmer's market or at your local store. Ask who's ever there in the produce section how to pick the right type or the right one for ripeness. I'm in trouble saying this. So let's say that you want to get avocados. Now you can go to the farmer and say, hey, which one should I get? Which one is going to be ripe today? I love asking them, and they can look at it and shake it and smell it and feel it, and ask them what they're doing so that you can kind of learn for next time when you go shopping again. So a lot of ways that you can determine how ripe something is by its appearance, the color. A lot of produce will get brighter in color or darker in color, or it might change appearance altogether, like bananas, for example. They go from being certain shades of yellow, darker shades of yellow, then they start to get really brown, and the browner a banana is, the riper it is, and that's going to completely change your experience when you're eating it. And if you're feeling kind of frustrated or overwhelmed with this whole process, there's some really great mobile apps you can download on your phone, or you can get little guides that you can print out or buy and put in your wallet or your pocket or your bag or something and carry along with you. I'll give you these resources in the ebook. Tip number 3 goes nicely along with tip number 2, and that is to stagger your produce purchases based on ripeness. So let's just say you love melons, you have a plan to eat lots of melons over the next week, but you want to buy some that are super ripe so you can eat them today or tomorrow, and then others that are going to ripen throughout the week. And this is nice because it's kind of a bummer when you buy something like a melon and all of them are ripe at once and you feel like you have to hurry up and eat them all at that time, put them in recipes, and that's kind of a stressful experience. But if you buy it based on how they're ripening over time, so maybe 2 that are ripe today and tomorrow, and the 3rd one is going to ripen in a few days, and the others are going to ripen over the rest of the week, then you can take your time enjoying them, and they kind of, it's like a nice natural evolution there. And again, this is where it's really handy to know or to ask how ripe it is at what stage. Tip number 4 is to only buy what you need. So this would be number 1 the case if you're going to buy something like melons. You have to know that you're going to eat them all. And this really helps to do some meal planning. So know what you need to buy and how much of it so you don't buy too much and it goes to waste, which is kind of throwing your money away. But another cool aspect of this is, let's just say, going back to melons, that you want only half a melon. Maybe you have a specific recipe you're going to use it, or maybe you just kind of want to try it, you have a temporary craving for it. You can actually go into a number of stores, and this will differ from place to place, and ask them to cut a melon in half. So if you just need half of it, let them know. They'll cut it in half for you, wrap up the second half, and put it in the refrigerated section for someone else to buy. A lot of people don't realize this, myself included. I didn't realize this till recently, but I would always see like half a melon in the refrigerated section, and a lot of the times it's because somebody bought the other half when it was whole. And the last tip is tip number 5, which is to not be afraid of ugly looking produce. I put this in quotations because I don't think produce is ugly no matter what it looks like. It's delicious. I'm after the flavor, not the appearance, but we do kind of have this natural tendency to be afraid of produce that might have a few bruises on it, might be a little darker. When you look at this big batch of, say, tomatoes, and some of them have different shapes or look like a worm was crawling on them and it healed up, and we just kind of say, ugh, I want to go with the perfect looking tomato over here. That's also something we've been trained to mentally, maybe through marketing. I say don't be afraid of it because it all depends on how you're going to use it. In most cases in our dishes, we don't need it to look perfect, and we might not be eating it whole, so it's not going to matter to us at that moment. It might be chopped up or blended or something. But also, just because it looks weird doesn't mean it's going to taste any different. And the cool thing is that a number of stores and even farmers markets will give discounts on their ugly looking produce because it doesn't sell as well. So you might be able to save money by buying that. Alright, those are my tips for you today, and now I want to hear from you. Did I miss any of your favorite tips for buying produce? Do you have any other secrets for getting good deals on it or picking it out when it's fresh? Let me know in the comment section down below. If you liked this video, you found it inspiring or educational, any of the above, give it a thumbs up. And if you have yet to subscribe to this channel and you want to see more videos like this, you can hit the subscribe button right here. Speaking of which, if you would like to see all 30 videos in this series, I can deliver them directly to your inbox. All you have to do is sign up for the mailing list right down below in the YouTube description field. I will see you tomorrow with the next video, and in the meantime you can check out ecovegangal.com for more information about healthy, happy living. And I would love to see you on social media. Join me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest, wherever you like to hang out. Not only connect with me, but you can connect with other amazing like-minded people who have lots of great tips. Those links are right down below in the description field. Alright, I'll see you next time. Bye! If you were to give your top tips on raising a child on an organic diet without spending a lot of money, what would you say?
My top